Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our weekend video bonanza. Yes, this week I'm not going to be doing the sun in 5th house for Gemini ascendant. I will upload that on Monday. Okay, promise. By the time you actually see this video, I might be at 20,000 feet in the air because I'll be leaving for out of state for some business. So my assistant will be uploading this video by the time you see this. I'll be gone. Be gone. So yes, today I am going to show you another one of those BSP techniques, Bhrigu Saral Paddhati, which were created by Rishi Bhrigu. He's like, you know what, I'm just going to make astrology simple for you. I'm going to make astrology easy for you. I'm going to make astrology fun for you. And this is why I just love Bhrigu Nadi Jyotish. I am in love with Bhrigu Nadi Jyotish. You find your own Rishi in your life. Like Kapiel Raaj found Jaimani. He's in love with it. B.V. Raman found Parashtra. For me, I felt like this whole time I was like using all these systems, but then once I came across Bhrigu Nadi Jyotish, I'm like, this is me, man. This is my passion. And obviously this is not my discoveries. These are not my research. These are the research of Saptarishis Astrology, a group created and led by Sunil and his disciples. And they have discovered some of the, old, ancient, lost text of Bhrigu. And this is where it was, where Bhrigu just gave you this one thing, one sloka, that can predict things in 5 seconds. So that's what we're going to talk about. And for this, you're going to need to know where your Mars is placed. It's important. So if you don't know where your chart, what your chart is, what your planetary placements are, all the other astrological details, for that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, Astrology, Conjunction, and Aspects of the Speed of Light, including my consultations at this link. So what Bhrigu says is that at the age of 27, 10th from Mars will become active. So just in my previous video I did, 12th from Jupiter becomes active, 12th from Ketu becomes active. Now it's 10th from Mars becomes active at the age of 27. This simply means if your Mars is in the 1st house in your ascendant, that means 10th house will be the 10th place from Mars. So 10th house will become active at the age of 27. If Mars is in the 3rd house, then 12th house will become active, because 12th house is 10th places from the 3rd house. And that's it. That's all you need to know to really make a prediction. So what you do is you see where your Mars is placed, or someone else's Mars is placed. Look at the 10th house. And if they're over the age of 27, like they're 28 and above, you can make a prediction. And after enough practice, you will be very good at it. So what happens is, if let's say Mars is in the 2nd house, 10th from itself is the 11th house. Look what's happening in the 11th house. Look where the 11th Lord is placed, and then make a judgment. So I'm going to show you some charts here. 3 charts. It's nothing complicated. This shouldn't be like a 30-40 minute video. This is something for you to actually do. Just like when I read Saptarishi's articles, they just give you the sloka and they just ran with it. That's where I'm like, there's no other thing. There's no other complicated thing that I need to look at. It's just the sloka, and I have to use my own intelligence of astrology and make it happen. And now when I look at it, I can see, I get even close. Of course, I'm wrong sometimes, but when I'm right, I'm right. And this happens after enough practice, like every day, just like when people are getting their marriage consultation, career consultation. In your consultation, most of the time I'm asking you these questions. I'm like, did this happen at the age of 30? Did this happen at the age of 18? Did this happen at the age of 24? Did this happen at the age of 27? And so whenever you guys then reply and send it to my assistant, then I look at it and I'm like, oh, okay, I was writing this, oh, I missed that one. Why did I miss it? Then I go back and study. So as you see in this first chart, this is a Cancer ascendant chart, and Mars is in the 10th house in the sign of Aries. creating powerful Ruchika Yoga and Panch Mahapurush Yoga. But that's not our concern. Mars can be debilitated for what we care. We want to see what is happening 10th from Mars and where is that 10th Lord placed. And in some cases, Mars might rule that 10th house. So maybe in that case, debilitation will become important. But in this chart, 10th house from Mars is becoming active, which means the 7th house. Then what happens is your eye needs to go to the 7th Lord. Okay, what's happening with the 7th Lord? So 10th from Mars is the 7th house of marriage, relationship, unionship, business. 7th Lord is in the 4th house in the sign of Libra. That's very important to know. So when I saw it, my brain was just like, man, did you get married at the age of 27? And yes, they got married at the age of 27. I did not need to look at Mahadashas, Antradashas. I didn't need to look at transit of Jupiter, Saturn, or Mars. I didn't need to, see what other planets is happening, what is. All I did, I just looked at it, and within because when I'm looking at a chart, my eyes and brain are working at the speed of light. And so I'm just like, okay, at the age of 27, before I do your consultation, I'm like, so before I get started with your career consultation, if you can just answer me and let me know if you got married at the age of 27. They did. So that's how you study this one. Then let's look at the next chart. Here you have a Taurus ascendant chart. No, not Taurus ascendant chart. Libra ascendant chart, sorry. You have a Libra ascendant chart, and Mars is in the 12th house. So what is the 10th from Mars? Yes, it's the 9th house. Good job. Give yourself a gold star for this. So 9th house becomes active. But it's not just the 9th house. Let's look at where the 9th Lord is placed. 9th Lord is in the 11th house, Mercury, with Saturn and Sun. So what can you say about this if you saw this? Make a prediction right now. Put it in the comment. What I told him two things. One of them were right. I'm like, did at the age of 27, you traveled to a distant place regarding your work? Or did your father had recognition and achievements in his career? So the other one was right. Father actually got a promotion and was recognized in the company and started making more money at the 27th year of this person's age. Because the 9th house represents father. Father's Lord, Mercury, is in the 11th house of gains with Saturn and Sun. So 11th house becomes a house of achievements, hopes and wishes, desires, your elder brothers, your father's brother. So that's how I did this. Because sometimes when I'm like not sure, I'll give 2 or 3 things that I see in the thing. I don't want to just leave myself short. Like, oh, you traveled at the age of 27, that's it. I don't want to know anything else. No, a lot of things can happen. Our brain, first thing it thinks, oh, it's a 9th house, long distance travel. Did it happen? But then you also want to look at it in a finite way. Like, what else could be happening? Because 9th Lord is moving not in a foreign house, but it's moving in an 11th house, which is organization and, achievements and goals. And then 9th house is the father. So again, this crazy engineering starts working. So let's look at a third chart. Well, what is this third chart? Well, here you have a Gemini ascendant. And Mars is in the ascendant with Jupiter. This is a very interesting one. So 10th from Mars becomes the 10th house. What is happening in the 10th house? 10th house or 10th Lord, Jupiter is in the ascendant. which means something with the self might happen. Us, the physical body, some opportunity may come to us, right? But in the 10th house, you have Ketu and Moon. And then from the 4th house, Pluto, Sun, look at the 10th house, and Rahu has the access to the 10th house. So this was a bit tricky. I think I was 70 to 80% close. I told this person two things. I'm like, did you suddenly lose a job at the age of 27 due to your mental stress and depression? Or did you come across a very spiritual person or had a spiritual experience? Because why am I saying this? Moon is the mind, Ketu is spirituality, Pisces is where Ketu is exalted and is the highest form of, spirituality. And Moon was in a particular yoga called Kem Dhrum Dosh, meaning there's no physical planets on either side of the moon. That means this person likes to be alone, likes to be by themselves. They like their own company more, they enjoy their own company more, and they like to be in a very spiritual environment when they're alone. Like they're the kind of people who will read an astrology book on their spare time, read about Tantra and all that. So at the age of 27, this person experienced a psychic attack. This person had not only paralysis, but they saw visions that were coming true in 2 to 3 days. They felt this energy around them at that age. And obviously since then, this person has been interested in astrology, interested in ghosts and whatnot. So for me, I told them that, did you lose a job, or did you were depressed during this time, and did you have some spiritual experience? Now, for this person, this wasn't a very spiritual experience. This was kind of like scared. They didn't know what was going on with them. And this is something I've experienced, especially paralysis. That's why I freaking moved out from my mom's house. My girlfriend at that time, who's now my wife, I'm like, I can't stay in this room. Something's happening here. Because I saw this long face while my body couldn't move in the middle of the night. Yash was in the corner of the bed, and my body started moving while I was actually semi-awake. I saw some energy happen, man. And my sister also experienced the same thing in the same night. So I know these things when they're real. As much as I thought this would be a very pleasant experience, because Ketu is, exalted, and it's just all spirituality and, just butterflies all over the place. But you got to understand, the pathway to spirituality is not easy one. It is the hardest one. It's the scariest one. So this is how you study these things. Use your basic intuition, use your advanced intuition, and then you will come in the middle with some sort of a prediction. Don't just look at one thing. Oh, 10th house career, 10th house father relationship, or government. Yes, all this can happen, but then you look at the planets, what's there, where's the Lord placed, and then just let your intuition go to work. And it's okay if you fail, the first 100 times. Actually, I think I did pretty good from the beginning, but I did fail like at least 70% of the time in the beginning, just like a year ago. But now, or not a year ago, I would say probably now 7 months ago. But now it's just like you look at it and you're getting clues right there in front of you. Okay? So guys, this was my analysis of the 10th house being active from your Mars at the age of 27. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. Again, if you want to know where your Mars is placed, what other BSP is happening in your horoscope, all my books, consultations for that, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you on Monday when I come back. Bye-bye.